and welcome to episode 5 of the Cade and Friends podcast. I'm here with my friend, Alex Clair. Simmer down. Oh, wow. Control. That was pretty immediate.
Wow. That was excellent.
Alex, for people who don't know you, what are you doing?
I was setting up the soundboard that we now have since the last episode.
Soundboard. Yes.
It's been quite a while since I've been here. We weren't even in this office the last time we made this podcast.
Yeah. You can quit looking at yourself up there at the thing.
Well, I like looking at myself. For those of you watching at home, can we get a view on the camera? There's a TV directly in front of me that I'm just drawn to look at, subconsciously.
You could look at me and we could.
I can look at you on the TV as well.
So, this is a new setup than what we've had before. It's a drastically different setup. So this will be the set, the studio, if you will, for Cade and Friends podcast for the foreseeable future.
And it's been about almost 2 years to the day since our first.
It's very true.
I think in just a couple weeks would be our first
2-year
podcast. So 2 years.
Our first 2-year anniversary.
So a lot has changed.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff still going on in the world. But I'm back visiting home. I think last time we talked, I had just come back, or I was about to go to Cedar Point. Now I'm back from Cedar Point, and I will be going back to Cedar Point again.
So the first 4 episodes of the Cade and Friends podcast really were good documents of the pandemic somewhat. We only talked about it here and there a few different times, but I think you got to see some of the journey there, some of our own personal journey, and it's going to be great to sort of it catches people up to speed with us, and then now going into this new leg of the podcast, it should be fun, and this episode is meant to act as a pivot point for people of being like, that was this one, and then this is another one, just me and you again, before a string of new guests and everything, actual friends.
If you think of it in a a lore perspective, there's like pre black, red, and white background, and then post black, red, and white background. I think is BWR, Burr, but we're Rob.
So yeah, there was it was the orange background for the third and fourth one, right?
And then
I think this light was in it. There's a few carryovers. The light mostly.
The first one there was just audio,
which we were in a room. This light was in the room. So we'll break that here. When we recorded at our old place, we had this light in the background.
We also previously times did not have a proper microphone.
Yes. I think it was actually, you spoke into one of the cameras that we're using right now.
Possibly into the audience's camera right now.
Looking right into the audience.
Yeah, I was talking directly into you.
Yeah, exactly. And
maybe I was talking directly into you. Who knows?
And if you ever need your close-up, Alex, just say, close-up, please.
Close-up, please. Okay, should we try it out?
Let's try it out. So it's like we're talking here in a conversation. Okay. So do you have any strong opinions about alligators versus crocodiles?
Could I get a close-up?
Oh, sure.
Alligators are the better dial, if you were to, so to speak, 4-legged, weird water creature. And we know this due to a coin toss that you can catch on our Patreon.
Yes. Good little plug for our Patreon, our mic checks, which is just the little pre-show we do before our show as we get ready. They're available to get if you subscribe to our Patreon, if you become a patron of ours at patreon.com/Cade Thomas. A lot of fun banter. And this one we have not introduced Google on this episode. That's a huge get. Oh, sorry. Okay. So we talked a bit with one of our new co-hosts of Cade Friends podcast, which is the Google Assistant. Hey Google, would you please introduce yourself?
I'm your Google Assistant. How can I help you?
What are you really good at?
Good.
I have a pretty smooth voice. Ask me to serenade you.
I don't know if we can do that due to copyright.
Hey Google, we're good for right now. We'll get back to you later.
You know where to find me.
On our table.
Yes,
let's hear it for Google.
Google. Ooh, that's good. Audience loves Google.
Erupt.
They knew the amount that they should applaud, and then they were like, and that's it. We hit it. Okay.
Nothing super substantial on the Patreon. Just like you said, some banter, just some small quips, 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, so if you want to become a patron, nothing like all that important to the thing is there. So you get all the content here that you want. But if you say, more please, I want more, then you can go there and get you more. More than you could ever want.
And it'll help support new stuff, cameras, lights.
Our filmmaking,
more of these thingies.
Yes, we could fill that hole. that's our next budget goal is to put a red hexagon. Is that a hexagon?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
Okay.
Hexagon.
Hey Google, what's a hexagon?
According to Wikipedia, in geometry, a hexagon is a six-sided polygon or sixgon.
That's right.
The total of the internal angles of any simple hexagon is 720 degrees.
I think that's about it.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Sixagon.
Why don't we call them sixagons?
I know. It would be a lot easier than we're trying to remember a hexagon.
Yeah. What's like a seven-sided thing? Hey Google.
I think it starts with an H.
What is a six-sided polygon?
On the website
septagon?
twinkle.co.uk, they say a hexagon is a six-sided shape.
You asked for a
Do you want a
six.
little more context?
No. I think it's a septagon, but we'll ask.
Hey Google, what is a septagon?
I think
According to Wikipedia, in geometry, a heptagon or septagon is a seven-sided polygon or seven-gon.
Hepta or
The heptagon is sometimes referred to as the septagon, using sept together with the Greek suffix agon, meaning angle.
So what's interesting about that? So sept is 7, as in September, but it was like they added, it's the 9th. But so they add like whatever the Gregorian calendar added 2 months or something.
We should go back to a 10-month year. We should add like 15 days to each, 10 days to each.
Whatever. Yeah.
7 days to each.
How are you doing?
Whatever the math is.
I think I believe what it's August and in July because they're named after like Augustus and
Julius.
That
would make sense.
Julius.
Cool. Thanks.
Well, cool.
Anyways, that's Google Assistant.
It's Google Assistant. So yeah,
a lot of changes we've had.
A lot of changes, and I
changes coming up.
Some changes coming up. We have. I think it's going to get us back to, if you listen to the first podcast and the second podcast, there was a lot more segments, a lot more here's segments, and then the third and fourth one had these problems of there really wasn't any segments. They were just kind of looser or whatever. They were still good, but we're going to have more segments. It's still going to have time for conversation, of course. That's what makes the world go around. This conversation, right?
That's what makes
the world revolve on its axis. Conversations.
Yeah, I think so. Scientifically, I think.
Hey Google, what makes the world go round?
To hear the news, say, "Tell me the news." You can also ask for news from specific sources or by topic, like, "What's the latest in technology?" I'll send a link to manage your preferred news sources to the feed tab in the Google Home app.
Oh, that's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to go through later. So
I guess we don't know. The world doesn't know, actually.
I guess I got to check the news if
I'll fill the time. We got some stuff. We already have some stuff ready to go. After this, we got some really fun guests coming up that we plan on recording with, that we have recorded with. And that, just going to come in and, we got a lot of new stuff coming in. By the time this one comes out, hopefully most of this stuff will be out already.
we might have a short little mini doc about a guy named Don.
Yeah. Yes, might. We there might be a movie podcast that you have with some other guests.
That's correct.
There's a couple, some big things coming in.
Yes.
And we're really looking forward to it.
Okay. Do you want to jump into our first segment?
Well, I feel like the first thing we need to do is where have I been and where have you been? Because I feel like that's what we always did. 2 years into COVID now, boosters have been out. World's open up.
We're all boosted now. Boosted.
Yeah.
Boost. Was that a thing? Okay, this is a weird memory of mine. Okay. In high school, which we're the same age.
Yes.
Same grades and everything. Yeah. So, in my high school, I get the feeling this was something that was just local and that this was something that wasn't like everywhere. I think that some people just came up with this, but I could be totally wrong because I thought that before, and it's just like it's a thing that everyone talks about, and it was something on Twitter or something. Because I'm really not all that plugged in, as the kids say. They would say boost a lot. Boost.
I do feel like I feel like that was a thing. I could not tell you what it was for.
I bet it must have been everywhere then because they acted like I should know what that is.
Was it like a video game maybe?
But no, they were like boo. It was, I don't know, maybe like a sports. I don't know what it was.
I don't know if Google would be able to answer that one.
But they were like boost or and boosted. They would say some things like that. And that was a slang in about like the 2014, 2015 era. But they would definitely say that. And it was something along the lines of like it was something along the lines of, I'm trying to remember how it was used in that sense. Like it was like, I think like a way of, it was a positive thing. You'd be like, I don't quite remember how it,
Boost is a supporting character in Cars.
What was Boost in Cars?
He's the leader of the gang called the Tuner Cars.
There was a gang in the...
Yeah, don't you remember in Cars? Like there's the 4 light up cars at night, and they're the ones
the first Cars?
Yeah, in the first Cars.
I've only seen the first Cars. There was a gang that roved in Radiator Springs or in...
No, not Radiator Springs, but let me see if I can't find...
Were they at the races? Are those the only 2 options they could be?
Oh my God, there's a whole lot of lore for him. The Tuner Cars, here we go. Tuner Cars. I don't know how you... Okay, so Mac, they're the ones who got Mac to fall asleep. They were the... Yeah, here's a picture of them, the Tuner Cars.
Yes, they're the ones that like did all that.
Yeah,
they're the ones that caused all the problems.
Yeah.
That's... Okay.
Oh, they're in a video game.
That's cool. So where have I been? I've been the same place. Do the same thing.
Yeah. So anyways, that's enough time taken away from that. Let's go into our first segment.
Okay. Well, you didn't catch you
yes, I've been to Utah and then Ohio to work, and I'm going back to Ohio in about just a couple weeks from the recording of this.
I'm right here.
Back to Cedar Point. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I was looking once again at the TV. It's just very fascinating to be like, there's me. Mm-hmm. Maybe a little conceited, but oh well. But yeah, so I will be going back to Ohio. I'm in Ohio. I just came from Ohio. I'm in Oklahoma, and I did a little short stint in Utah.
Utah.
Did
you like, if you had to rank the people, how did you like the people in each of them? Not like the personal people that you know, but like the general vibes of strangers.
What is average? What is the average number?
What do you mean? What's the average number?
Would it just be like 5.5?
Okay, so out of 5, you think, or out of 10 is what you're saying?
Out of 10, I guess it would be like 5.5.
What's the average person like?
Yeah. What would like the average? I mean, I assume like 5.5 would be like.
Well, just I would just say rank that like in order. Like, was the Utah people particularly nice or not?
We didn't have the best time in Utah, but Utah would like, it's a mountain people. There's the Mormons, and the Mormon church definitely has a very interesting hold over the state.
Particularly in Salt Lake, which is where you were at.
Yes. And so it was very interesting to see. They were very nice people. I never had a problem with anything. But, just kind of seeing that, like, just kind of being an outsider and going into Utah and just seeing like these people who are just like very Mormon.
Do they try to convert you to Mormon?
I never got, like, no one ever tried that on me. But it's a beautiful city. And it's
the Mormons
a beautiful
know how
state.
to build a city.
They do. It is beautiful. But it's just very interesting to like go online and just like see people talk about it and be like, this is very important. Like, you must be Mormon or something. And so it's just very like, But I think they were nice. I don't have any real complaints. Just a very different state.
In Ohio?
Ohio, I like Ohio quite a bit. I very much
What's
enjoy
the
Ohio.
vibe of people there? Are they nice and everything?
Yeah, I think Ohio is similar-ish to Oklahoma. I think you could say like nice, calm. Kind of similar to Oklahoma. Florida is a little crazier, a little more hectic. Living in the cities of Orlando. So yeah,
Cool. Ready to go on our first segment?
yeah. Let's go to our first segment now. That's the update,
okay.
the Alex and Cade update.
Alex and Cade update. Let me cut to my. Okay, I'm still learning these switches and everything. Our first segment of the new Cade Friends podcast is lore crimes. I think it's a perfect time to. Do we do this now or wait to the when we play it at the end of the thing? I'll just go ahead and do it now. Chrim made these music for us. This is actually our first time playing them live in studio with them. Like, we didn't have that in our first 4. So we have those now. They were added in post, but now we have them and they're great. I love them and I love Chrim. Chrim did the music for Ribbon as well. And he I did a music video for him called Night Stalkers with Andrew Nichols. He did the thing. And Debbie, who we're about to see. Debbie's you saw that, right? Night
Yes,
Stalkers,
yes.
You look at me like you had no idea what I was talking about.
I personally liked the popcorn scene.
The sped up popcorn popping. Hypothetically, there should have been a version where it was just the music and not all the setup, but that's just me critiquing myself. But there was a lot of setup. Half of it was setup, and then half of it was just the music and stuff. But it could have been a quicker version where we got to just the actual music video. But it was fun. It was really fun setup. It was like for Halloween. That's not important. We're not talking about that.
Chrim. Thank you, Chrim.
Chrim makes great music, and you should check him out on Spotify, on Bandcamp, on Apple Music. I don't know, wherever you get your music. He's on. Also, you can follow him on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. He has a Facebook page. He also does cartoons. Have you ever seen any of his cartoons?
I have not.
Oh, we should check out his cartoons. They're really fun. They use a lot of his music in fun ways. Anyways, lore crimes.
More crimes.
Yeah, this is bringing back all the way from the first episode, and where we dive into a specific lore of a company, some sort of product or a TV show, a movie, some sort of thing that has a deeper lore than you had initially anticipated. Yeah?
Yeah.
What have we talked about in the past?
I do not remember. It has
remember?
been 2 years.
They,
I know we talked about Holiday World.
yes, I think we've referenced, I don't think it was actually in a thing, but we probably do need to
Talked
do
about
that.
it.
Holiday World again. We've referenced this now twice probably. Then we need to talk about Holiday World. I believe it was Where's Waldo, wasn't it?
Oh my gosh, yes, because he has a whole family, and it's different in England.
It's different in England, and there was he had like an arch nemesis, and there was a wizard and fun stuff. But we haven't done this since, and this one's not all that spectacular, but it's fun. This is a nice callback and everything.
And if it's either a lore crime or a lore hero.
Yes, sorry,
right?
we didn't explain this up front. Yeah, so at the end of we're going to run through this all. I'm going to show you all this stuff, and you're going to decide whether this is a lore crime or a lore hero, meaning is it positive or negative. Ultimately, was all this lore good or bad? And I believe we landed on
Lore hero.
lore hero. I'd like to think we landed on lore hero with Waldo.
In retrospect, I would change it to lore hero if I didn't.
Yes, I agree. And especially knowing what this one is, you'll see.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
So here we go. We're actually going to have
Anyways,
slightly
lore crime.
I like that. I like how each of them are unique as well. So
Stay tuned for more.
stay tuned for more. Okay. Here we go. There's going to be a visual component. You can hear it, of course, if you're just an audio person, but a person who listened to the podcast on audio. But if you do watch our YouTube thing, you can see some of these things that I'm about to show you. So our lore crime for today. Let me switch over to our other. You have anything to say, Alex?
No.
Okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
Who is Mr. Clean? A man of few words, but many muscles. The origin of Mr. Clean. Where does a man so clean? This is off of the Mr. Clean website, by the way. This is Meet Mr. Clean. This is a subsection of the Mr. Clean website. Mr. Clean website has 4 tabs: shop products, how to, which is a bunch of how to, spring cleaning, kitchen, how to kitchen, makes sense. I would imagine how to clean, but that's not in there. It just says how to kitchen and how to walls and how to floors and how to beyond the home. Some could say home happier.
That's a call forward.
And then there's an about Mr. Clean section and then a rewards and coupons.
That's amazing.
Well, let's look at this rewards and coupons before we get carried away here. What kind of coupons they got on here? If
You're about to clean up.
You're about to clean up, save with Mr. Clean. Okay, U.S. coupons. If we were in Canada, we could have different coupons. Oh, wow. What? I had to sign up for. So I don't know if you know this, but Mr. Clean's owned by Procter & Gamble. So P&G. That's what it says here. Well, I don't want to sign up for anything here. But it sounds like you can sign up to earn points through Procter & Gamble. So if you really use a lot of Procter & Gamble products, this would be a perfect opportunity.
And you can donate 25 points for a donation.
Plus a donation. You earn, we donate. Make an impact as you earn reward points. We'll donate to your selected cause each time you do.
Wow.
Oh, so you just scan a receipt and stuff and they give some donations. Well, that's good. Good for them. Good for Procter & Gamble.
However, if you're watching Procter & Gamble, you need to update your website to say how to clean. Hang on, go to how to beyond the home.
How to beyond the home. How to spring cleaning might be. Yeah, that still is weird. How to beyond the home. Want to conquer tough rust stains?
See you later, sticker residue. Clean your grill. Oh, sticker.
Clean your car rims. Clean your patio furniture. Clean your sports equipment. Clean your stroller.
Bring a new clean to old toys.
So they just tell you how to clean things. Let's see here.
So it should definitely be how to clean. Oh, they have videos.
Yeah, you could sit here. It tells you, oh, we're muting that. Okay. Grab a magic eraser, extra durable. Wet, then squeeze out excess water. Erase.
Wow.
Works great.
Wow.
Winner.
Winner.
Was it a competition? So yeah, that was for audio people. There was a little animation in which they told us how to clean patio furniture. And it was buy our product, use our product. There's really just 2 steps if you really think about it.
That was underwhelming, but also
there was only one winner. But to my knowledge, there was only one person competing, right? Mr. Clean. So no wonder he was the winner. Okay, but
who is Mr. Clean?
Who is Mr. Clean? Because you've wondered that. So before we jump in, who do you think is Mr. Clean? What would you think of that Mr. Clean is?
Howie Mandel.
But like, what's his story? When you look at them, like, what did you think of
this?
Mr.
Is
Clean?
a man who grew up in a dirty household, right?
Okay.
And he wanted to, he hated being dirty. And so he started just cleaning. And he wanted to just make more and more clean stuff. And eventually he said, I can make this a company. I want to share my clean with the world.
Okay. So, but like his whole appearance... that's just how he is.
I think he's just, kind of balding. He's an older man, obviously, with, his white hair.
He's got like a little,
maybe a little,
well, you could say it.
Little fruity.
Well, I wouldn't say it like that. Jesus Christ. But he has he dresses all white.
Could be possible white nationalist.
You think that's going to be part of his biography?
Well, he's in all white. He's a white man in all white. The signs aren't helping.
He's got a tan to him as well.
Yeah, but that's because he's outdoors a lot. Like, that doesn't mean anything.
Well, why would he need to be outdoors if he's mostly just cleaning indoors?
Did you not just watch that commercial about patio furniture? This man is he's either a little gay or he is a white nationalist, and there's no in between.
Okay. I think that's fair. There he is. So it says the origin of Mr. Clean. Where does a man so clean with so many muscles and such a bald head come from? Many stories have been told over the years. Some say he was a genie. Okay. Like, I can see that, don't you? With the little earring and that, like, he kind of appears magical, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so I think researching this, a lot of people thought he was a genie. And there's been some sort of things like he was sort of described as a genie because he dates back to the 1950s.
Oh, wow.
And so there was some things that people sort of said that he has these magical qualities that perhaps he's like this cleaning genie. Others say a sailor. Don't get the sailor vibe.
No.
But this is a story. This is a story most often told. It was early one summer morning when a farmer set out to tend his field.
Farmer.
As he'd done every morning for more years than he could remember.
Well, that's not healthy.
But this wouldn't be just another morning, because it was a morning that he looked down to find, cleaning his front steps, a small, sturdy baby with a remarkably shiny bald head.
Okay.
Break that up.
So, hang on. Let's so a farmer.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just dropped off at this farmer's house.
Yeah. Why is there no setup before? Well, what did this baby do? Why did he get abandoned at this farmer's home? Like, why are we why is it told from the farmer's perspective and not Mr. Clean's perspective? Because I kind of want to know what did he do?
I was just, why? I mean, surely the parent had a reason to, right? Like, was he just not, like, were they not able to care for him?
It's possible.
Could they not afford him?
Did the cleaning thing just really bother them?
Yeah. Did they
Like,
just hate cleaning?
does he do maybe that they were dirty and they wanted to be dirty? And
That sounds.
But this baby.
Maybe they said that's a white nationalist. White nationalist baby.
And also, he's been bald his entire life. This
Yeah.
would seem to be
That's genetics right there. It's got to be.
Next sentence. He was the cutest, cleanest baby the farmer and his wife had ever seen. I guess they've seen a lot of babies. A lot of dirty babies.
Yeah.
A lot of ugly, dirty babies.
Yeah.
And so they decided to adopt the little guy as their own.
Oh, that's nice of them. Though.
That is nice. It's kind of like a Superman
They could have
story.
just eaten him.
Like, but isn't it very similar to a Superman
Yeah,
story?
they just
Because Superman landed
landed and
and
just took him.
what?
He just landed.
But who? What? Okay,
Superman landed and then they took him in.
they took him in. Yes,
But
they
like he
adopted
could have been just chopped up and eaten.
But that would sort of suggest that the farmer and his wife were cannibals or something.
Well, we don't know what kind of times
We
they were on.
don't. We don't know.
We don't want to assume.
We don't want to assume. But I'm saying that, like, most likely
He could be an alien or a genie.
Well, that would be a lot more interesting. That he is like a Superman alien. Like, he came from a planet of clean freaks, and he landed there.
They just can't get dirty.
Just can't. Well, they don't like dirty. Their job is kind of like, how like Wally's job was to clean and to do everything. That's their
Wallies.
thing. They're little Wallies. This is a quote. Don't know attributed to who, but it says, "Quote: Mr. Clean learned to be the best at what you do. Learn to be the best at what you do. You need to work harder than everybody else."
It sounds like he didn't learn that. He just was.
Hard work pays off.
There's a lot of photos of him just in college.
He graduated. Also, I'm seeing an ad on the side. Get extra tough on dirt. Mr. Clean cleaning tools from Butler. Visit Butler.
No thanks.
Okay.
Hard work pays off. He was born cleaning, or he was found cleaning. I don't think that was hard work. That was just.
Well, maybe he does. Maybe he's going to school or something, because there's a picture of him
in a diploma.
In a
book.
diploma, and then a box of Mr. Clean magic erasers.
I don't know where that makes sense.
Mr. Clean's parents were hardworking folks who lived by the motto, quote, "If something's worth doing, it's worth doing right," end quote. It's with that work ethic and his natural love for cleaning that Mr. Clean set out across the globe on a mission to become the best, toughest, hardest working cleaner in history.
Okay.
After years research... Wait, what? After years...
No, you're right. After years research, Mr. Clean.
After years research, Mr. Clean finally wrote the Cleanopedia, a chronicle of his adventures and everything he had learned about cleaning. So after years... What is that supposed to be saying? After
years of research.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense. And there should be a comma there anyways. After years, if it opens with the prepositional phrase.
Well, they need to edit their page.
This is on their website. Okay, sorry. But also, I want to buy the Cleanopedia. Is that what that's a picture of?
Oh my God, that's got to be right.
Yeah. I don't think you...
Hey, Google. What is the Cleanopedia?
Sorry, I don't have any information about that.
I think we're being lied to.
I think someone's trying to suppress the knowledge that Mr. Clean went and did years research of. That's sad. The book eventually found its way into the hands of a company called Procter & Gamble.
Oh, maybe.
They said, this is too much knowledge. We got to hide this. We'll make the magic eraser and these little liquids or whatever, but that's it. Who knew they'd found the man who would change the way people clean forever. For Mr. Clean, it was a dream come true.
Wow.
Thank goodness for Procter & Gamble, really.
Yeah. But they're suppressing his book.
Yeah. Oh, it's the last sentence. The adventure continues. Now, as the face of his very own cleaning brand, comma, should be a comma, Mr. Clean embodies everything that makes his products so special. He's tough, fearless, inventive, helpful, and has the muscle to knock out dirt, grease, and grime no matter where it's hiding.
That got a little dark.
He's going to find that grease and grime, and he's going to destroy it.
Oh, that worked out pretty well. So, I have questions, obviously. So, I think you're right. I think he's definitely an alien, right? I feel like they can expand on this lore. Right now, I'm just going to say it. Right now, it's a lore crime.
Okay. Oh, already. You're going to go up.
I'm going to go in. But I think it could become a lore hero. I think there's a lot of things they could do with it. Now, I see you have a link to a YouTube video.
Oh, yes, I do. You want to see there's a few commercials?
I think we watch one.
This right here kind of is a visualness of what we just heard.
Okay.
So you ready to hear this?
Let's see it.
Now, I wanted to point this out to you. They're trying to hide this information.
Oh my God.
Currently we clicked on it. This is a video on their thing. It says video unavailable. And you want to know why this video is unavailable?
Why is the video unavailable?
Because it got intense backlash when it was made in 2013. Intense backlash. And so I'll leave that there.
Is it also because we might just be recording and it's
No, actually, no. I looked this up before, and this actually did get intense backlash. But it also... I don't know why they would just not remove that link on their website, but yes, it is a private video on their YouTube.
What kind of backlash did it get?
It got backlash because of how visually disturbing it is.
You're lying.
I'm not lying.
Google?
Well, I'll show you. I'll show you what it is. Someone else uploaded a version of it. So
okay.
But first off, we're going to play a 1989 commercial for Mr. Clean.
Mom! Hey, Mom! Look at the people left in the yard!
Look what they left me in the kitchen.
Oh, wow.
Guess I know
Oh,
who's
that is
in
yuck.
first. Mr. Clean.
Oh, thank God. You might need to talk over this to help us not get...
Cleans tough dirt.
Come on.
He looks a little creepy now. Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Why does he look scary?
Mr. Clean.
Mr. Clean.
Oh,
Mr. Clean.
yeah.
There was a jingle that they did.
Yeah.
You see that?
Couldn't
We
you
had
just
to-
live in the kitchen?
They can live in the
Clean
kitchen.
leaves nothing behind.
That's
the shine.
He leaves nothing behind but the shine.
Oh,
This is a 1998
lawnmower
commercial.
with an
Lawnmower.
advanced overhead valve
Lawnmower.
engine to cut emissions.
Honda. Sponsor.
An outboard
That's
motor
interesting.
that's 90%
It's a boat.
cleaner than typical outboard.
That's a real boat.
It's not
And
on
the
the
new
tube.
LEV Accord.
So it's a Honda commercial,
which meets
isn't
the
it?
70% lower
Wait,
emissions
I'm so
standard
confused.
that
Why is it-
regulations
oh.
require.
Oh,
If you own
wow.
these Honda products,
So
Look
he
at
just
what
what
walked
will the
down.
neighbors call you?
Wow.
Oh, what would they call you? They'll call you Mr. Clean. Get it? Okay, here's the commercial that we've been waiting for here.
Are you serious?
This is serious.
A 5-minute commercial.
It's not. Sorry, no. This is a string of other commercials, but we're not only going to watch like a minute and a half of these because the rest of them is just all these. These are the most. So yeah. So thank you to. I'm going to go ahead and thank this person for their service archiving this commercial that Mr. Clean wants to deeply hide.
Mr. Clean or the company?
Oh, sorry, Procter and Gamble want to hide. This was funny commercials. They got a lot of subscribers. Subscribe to them and say the Cade Friends podcast brought you here because we're a much smaller channel than they are.
I'm just reading the description
Okay.
they have here, and it's just the normal basic Procter and Gamble.
Yes.
Okay, so you're serious when you say this commercial that we're about to watch got backlash.
It got backlash from people. Well, you remember, this might be an important time to talk about. There was that very famous commercial also kind of a few years after that was him. It was like the sexy Mr. Clean commercial. Everyone was making fun of like him like doing all that.
I kind of enjoyed that.
Yes. Well, this was before that. I think that they made the sexy one to get away from this.
Okay, let's see it.
This is essentially the visual of what we were told before.
Okay.
This is the Mr. Clean story. This is the movie, the Mr. Clean movie.
Oh my God.
That's the farmer. Remember the farmer? Oh, look at the dust on his boots. He's got dusty boots. Oh, that was a shooting
No
star.
one can say for certain where he came
Oh my
from.
God.
But there's certain.
It's the same
he
thing that we
was born
said.
clean.
Certain he's born clean, by the way.
See, while most little boys always find ways
Oh.
to make messes,
Oh.
he'd always find ways to get rid
So
of them.
he's CGI for anyone just
He has
listening to
plenty of
this
friends.
while everybody else is human being.
But a
Oh
different
my
idea
God.
of fun.
He's definitely an alien, right?
Yes.
As he grew older, his curiosity
I
Oh, boy.
grew
like
with him.
this.
This is,
So he left the home he loved
Oh.
to learn more.
Is that like,
no, it's not.
And when he
I thought it
learned
was a
everything
war
he could in the
situation, but it's
classroom,
definitely not.
he's really smart.
his passion.
He was
drove
old
him
from the
further.
beginning, wasn't he? He was like a Benjamin Button type situation. Oh, they found
Until the
ancient
day
cave
finally
drawings
came.
of cleaning.
He learned everything there was to learn
This one could be a little
about getting rid of
problematic.
grime.
He doesn't speak, and that's
The
also
amazing
weird,
part-
right?
Yeah.
He wasn't doing it for himself.
Oh, they handed
He was
that.
doing it to help others.
He's hitchhiking.
Oh.
Oh,
matter
he
who
showed
they
a.
were, where they
Oh, look
lived,
at all these people
or how
kissing
big
him.
the
and
mess
hugging him.
was.
Wow, that's so
It's hard to
sweet.
say
a
what might have
fisherman?
been exaggerated over time.
Oh my
But one
goodness.
thing's for sure.
One thing's for sure, and what
when
is
it
that?
comes to clean, there's only one Mister. They say Mr. Clean's
Oh.
grandma was a great cook. She could do just about any job around
he's
the
fucking-
house, and that she inspired
So when are we
Mr.
learning his
Clean's
grandma?
toughest all-purpose cleaner ever.
I think that means he's an adopted
Concentrated
grandma,
cleaner.
right?
Not only does it cut through dirt better on the floor, like grandma,
No.
it's tough enough to
'Cause
do
she's
all
obviously
kinds of
really
jobs.
tough.
And with double the cleaning power,
I think she
it
just
works
learned. He
better
learned it.
on
I think that's his
grease
adoptive
and
grandma.
better
Okay,
on
I think
grime
that makes
all
more
Just
sense.
around the
happened
house.
to.
Which sure made grandma proud.
Oh,
So
it
to
made
get
his
tough
grandma
on dirt,
proud.
Grease and grime.
Wow.
She did not age at all. While he aged
Concentrated
like
cleaner.
80 years between those
They
times.
say he was born to help people clean.
Oh,
But there are some places even Mr. Clean doesn't want to lug a whole bunch of cleaning
oh,
supplies.
where's that?
That's why he created the Magic Eraser
Oh,
Extra Power.
okay.
Just one eraser's versatile
eraser
enough to
and-
clean all kinds of different surfaces.
There we go.
And 3 times more grime per swipe.
More grime.
So instead of fussing with
He
rags
sure
and
hates
buckets,
grime, doesn't he?
You can get back to the great outdoors.
Oh.
Great outdoors. Oh, look
Which
at
can
him.
be pretty
He chiseled
great.
a bear. Why
That's
didn't he ever
why
do
when
that
it
with
comes
the bear?
to clean, there's only one.
There's
Mister.
only one Mister.
Wow.
Oh, he
Illegal.
about got attacked. Okay,
So why did that get backlash?
because it got backlash because of how creepy he was looking.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was
I
bad.
kind of liked it. I'm not gonna lie. I might be in the minority there.
Okay. So end of story. Mr. Clean, lore crime or lore hero.
Lore crime, but I think they can make it a lore hero.
Okay.
Now, here's my question: you get someone like Howie Mandel or something, right? You get an actor.
So you make him like a real person.
I think you make him a real person,
Okay.
right? I think that's the way you go about it. You know, you can keep the branding and everything as the CGI artsy Mr. Clean, but I think you make a commercial with
There's 2 ways that you go. You go Flow from progressive level where it's just kind of quirky in real life and like you kind of do that and he's just and you do a funny thing with like, yes, I'm obsessed about cleaning and that's my thing and you kind of just but it's a little winking at the camera, but it's just that. He's like, I've always wanted to do it. I love cleaning. And you get a Howie Mandel. He's a germaphobe.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect person.
Exactly.
But
He's bald.
He's bald.
too. I think that's why I think Howie is the perfect person for it.
And so you just put him in a white thing and that's it. And then
That doesn't scream white nationalist.
Howie Mandel doesn't.
No. And then, or you go CGI alien.
Yes, you go CGI alien. You go other like he's a weirdo freak. Like you go Burger King like how he's kind of supposed to be creepy, and all that, and they kind of play into that. You go that route with him, where it's like weirdo kind of thing, and like and you get a lot of people.
What if he's like the last person of his race?
Yeah,
like his planet was
Superman,
destroyed,
like
and
Superman.
he just
you just
survived.
take the Superman situation.
Yeah.
But he just wants to clean America.
Yeah.
And the world.
In
or
the
whatever.
world. And, whether it's in the forest or grandma.
Mm-hmm. He's like, my duty is to clean this planet because they brought me in. They made me part of their things. And I want to give back to them. And your world is so dirty that I'm going to clean it up with every fiber of my being.
I think you could have your own MCU, if you will. Mr. Clean Universe.
Yes. Yeah, I think that you need to introduce. It needs more lore. That's not just Mr. Clean. He needs buddies. He needs things.
I think you could start just like this little like series.
Well, what else does Procter and Gamble own? Okay, let's ask Google. Hey Google, what other brands does Procter and Gamble own? I don't know
On the
what's
website businesswire.com, they say P&G serves consumers around the world with one of the strongest portfolios of trusted, quality, leadership brands, including Always, Ambi Pure, Ariel, Bounty, Charmin,
Bounty.
Crest,
Bounty.
Dawn, Downy,
Dawn.
Fairy, Febreze,
God.
Gain, Gillette,
Okay.
Head and Shoulders,
Jeez.
Lenor,
Oh my
Olay,
God.
Oral-B, Pampers, Pantene, SK2, Tide, Vicks, and... People also sometimes ask me, how many companies does Procter & Gamble own? Do you want to hear the answer?
No.
So it's quite a bit of things, but not too many. This is why they're bad at it. Not too many of them have mascots. They don't know how to deal with these mascot
We
situations.
need more. You've always said we need more mascots.
I have said that, and I think that everything needs a mascot because I really think these mascots. I think that all corporations should be just ways to be content creators for their mascots. I've said that before. Progressive. I'm glad that they do all this money and all this insurance, but it's really just a content farm for flow stories. And Geico, whatever they make money, whatever. It's mostly just a content farm for this doing this gecko and the caveman, and they don't know the caveman anymore, but all these other ones that they do.
Caveman was phenomenal.
Caveman was phenomenal. I also liked what was it? There was the camel. There used to be those ones that were like. There was that guy that came up as like, I don't remember what the.
Great. Good job.
Thank you. That wasn't all that important. But that's interesting. God, he's known as Lenore in Europe. But none of these really. Old Spice.
Ooh.
Why don't they use the Old Spice? Like, why don't they? Whoever does the marketing for Old Spice, bring in to do Mr. Clean.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah. I think that's what you do.
There you go. Oh, and they got. Oh, these are the vested brands, so they don't really own anything of those. Discontinued brands, but yeah. So I think that, but so there's not really anyone he could cross over with. Oh, Charmin.
Oh, the Bears.
The Bears.
They like being clean.
Yeah. Alex, Mr. Clean, Lore Crime, or Lore Hero. Definitively don't say like if or what. As it currently stands, Lore Crime, Lore Hero.
Lore Crime.
Oh my God, the verdict's been said in. I agree. It's not great.
Now, Cade, would you be willing, if you were contacted by P&G to create this MCU, if you will, Mr. Clean Universe?
Yeah.
Would you take up commercials? Would you take
Of
up?
course I would.
think-
I would go the weird way. I wouldn't go the natural way that everyone would say. Like they already went weird with Mr. Clean. Go weirder. Go absolutely crazy. I say you do a weird Superman style thing.
And I think if you wanted to, you could
And
even.
that goes on to the lore they already established. I would respect the lore that they have.
I think you could go in and possibly even team up. They've teamed up with Honda before. You could team up with Honda again. You could team up with Burger King. They have the weird Burger King man. I think, I think there's a lot of range.
It seems like that they're okay with doing things like that.
Yeah. So I think that would be the way to do it.
Okay. Well,
Great.
that has been Lore Crimes.
Wait a minute. And great.
Wow. That was great. I have a question for you, Alex.
Yes.
What is something people have always surprised to learn about you?
Nowadays it's that I had long hair.
Oh, really?
That I
Yeah.
used to have long hair, and big beard. I looked sort of like a hobo. I had this big unkempt beard. I had this long, mildly kept hair. Just very long, just back down past my shoulders a bit. It was a big beard.
And
when
friends couldn't convince you to cut your hair before.
Nope, no one could convince me to cut my hair. The only reason I cut it is because I went to Disney to work. Mm-hmm. And so I had to shave my face and all that. And then Disney, while I was there, let people have facial hair. And then I've just kept like a trimmed beard ever since then with the short hair. And then I've been told it looks much better. And I never believed people until it happened. And then I was like, all right, well, maybe they're right. So that's actually the probably the biggest shock for people to learn that I used to be just completely different.
Yeah. That is, I mean, and I think that it was a shock whenever you did change that to people that knew you with the long hair as well, because that was so much a part of what you were doing there.
What about you, Cade?
What are people shocked to learn about me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's weird. Like in personal life, I don't mention like my filmmaking all that much. Like people have to sort of say that. And I know that at work, that's been a thing of like new people, like they're like, oh, and he does film stuff. And it's like, oh yeah. I mean, like I try to keep all that sort of separate. And so
you really like birds. You're a really big bird guy.
Yeah, I guess I was done with what I was talking about. Yeah, I'm a bird guy.
Oh, well, you had a little pause there. I was just like, all right, and that's done.
But yeah, I don't think anyone would be shocked to know that I like birds.
No, it's not that you just like birds. It's that you really like birds. We will be driving and you will go, oh, birds. Like you have an interest in birds.
Yeah, I like
birds.
If
you were a 70-year-old man right now, you would go outside and bird watch.
See, I don't think I like birds from like that big of a distance, but I could see myself if I lived in like by a park, I would go and have bird feed and I would feed birds that were close up.
You would
but
do that.
I wouldn't go out to like a nature reserve and get binoculars and look at a bird far away. That doesn't sound interesting to me.
But you would sit at a park bench and
feed birds.
Throw bird feed for an hour.
Yeah, or breadcrumbs or something. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would.
See, that's a little. I think that would. I don't think anyone would be like Cade, bird guy Cade.
But I don't do that. Like I when I see a bird, I'm like, oh my god, bird. I guess it's like what people's reaction is to when they see dogs, because I know dog people that go around and they're like, oh my god, it's a dog, and like that's culturally acceptable for some reason. And it's like, fine. I mean, yeah, I feel like dogs are around all the time and they're just in our lives and they're fine. I don't have a problem with dogs.
I like dogs.
But like, I don't ever, when I see a dog, I'm kind of like, cool. But I don't want it to come near me. But they often do. And it's just like, I don't know how to react around them because I don't really want to touch them, but because I don't know. So it's like, I would like it to keep its distance, but it doesn't. But people love dogs. People love being around them and want to touch them, and then we'll see a dog, they'll like freak out, and I don't understand that. But when I see birds, I get that. I'm like, birds, and no one else is like birds. They're kind of like, ugh, they don't even like notice them, or they don't care about them, or I don't know. When you see a bird, what do you feel?
Nothing. I see a bird and I'm like, bird. But you get excited. Birds are your dog.
Yeah, I wish I could go touch a bird, but they won't let you, and they won't come up to you either. But I also think I respect them more for that. Because they only want a natural, like if I had like food or something, then they might come and stuff.
Would you ever have a pet bird?
No, I don't want a pet. I mean, flightless bird maybe, but like
a penguin.
I'd have a penguin. I had like a club, but even then, it's like the other way. I like chickens, and I raise chickens, and I could see myself having chickens again. And any sort of like animals like that. I guess you can like raise peacocks that way. So like, or peafowl as they're called.
Flamingos.
flamingos fly.
Oh, you're right.
And so I wouldn't ever want a cage a bird, that is a wild
You probably
bird.
wouldn't want to clip them either then. You probably
Yeah.
wouldn't be very clippy.
Yeah, wouldn't be very clippy.
So does that mean, so the way you described a dog, cats are generally less like come up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Would you ever have a cat?
Yeah, I mean, I've had cats before, and I like cats, and I've always wanted cats to like me. So that's
So for you, it seems like, I'm going to analyze you a bit here.
You want to turn down the computer volume just before you analyze me, though.
You like animals that don't just passively, in a general sense, like a dog sees you, they're going to run up to you. A cat sees you, they're going to be like, cool.
Yeah.
Birds see you, they're going to be like, cool. And then you get up close to them, they're going to fly away. So you seem like you like the animals so far that aren't going to run up to you unless you have something to offer them. So a cat would run up to you, you have food, run up to you. Bird, you have food, come up to you.
Well, even I don't know. I would say if you have food for a cat, they're going to be a little bit less trusting than a bird is, because birds can fly away. They can get away. You're not going to be able to really catch a bird all that much. But I guess cats, you can, you I guess you could hurt a cat, and so that they're scared of you kind of hurting them. So that's a hole in your logic, I'm saying, Alex.
So hey, if I, outside the store, had a cat being delivered to us right now, would you adopt the cat?
No, I wouldn't. I don't. What? I just don't. I don't want animals. I genuinely, and this might offend people or whatever, because they like animals and stuff, and I'm sorry, but this is just the way that it is.
I like animals.
They're dirty, and I don't.
Close up. I do not condone any of Cade's words.
But that's my biggest problem. I don't want hair around. I don't know how people can sit there and complain about hair in their food and then have a cat in their mouth every night. And then or whatever, it's gross. It's gross. And you just have to sort of lie to yourself that it's not gross. It is gross.
Hairless cat is what you need.
But I mean dogs, I mean cats, I mean all that. It's gross. They're gross, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's what they are, and you're supposed to, I guess, love them despite that. And I understand that, but you got to first admit that they're gross, like I guess another human being would be.
Yeah, I guess.
But you would hope that the human being would, of course, be a little bit more conscious about their
Cats,
cleanliness.
Dogs clean themselves.
Yes, cats do clean themselves and everything, but they still shed. Some of them more than others, and so there are cats that are a little bit more cleaner than other ones, of course. And I get that, but that's still a big problem of mine. And that was, I guess, my parents, my grandmother, who's Cherokee and all that. She believed, if you have an animal, they're outside animals because whatever, and you don't bring them into the house because it's just, so
you would have maybe a
thing.
barn cat.
Yeah, I would do that. Yeah, and you'd pet, and then because I can't touch an animal without immediately. I need to wash my hands and do. I can't. That's why, whenever I'm in a situation where they're everyone's oh, a dog, I got to touch him. And I'm already running through the things in my head. I'm if I touch this dog, I can't touch anything else. I can't touch anything until I get to a place to wash my hands, because I don't know where this dog's has been. I don't know what it's touched, what it's sniffed, what it's licked. And now it's going to come over here and get onto me. And then I'm then my clothes, I can't let it sit around because then I'm going to have dog hair in my house. I have to immediately get the clothes off once I get to where I'm doing and washing them to get this hair. And then what if it gets in and doesn't get off? It's a whole thing. And everyone else just sees cute dog.
That's fascinating. I was going to say I'm similar, but the more you talk, the less similar I feel. I will immediately feel like I need to wash my hands if it's a stranger's cat or a dog, and it's someone I'm not friends with. If you had a cat at this point, I'd probably be comfortable petting it. But when I first meet someone's cat or dog, after I pet it, I'm I need to wash my hands.
But okay, so you have a cat.
I do have a cat.
Yeah, okay, so you have
and
a cat.
And 2 dogs.
You don't have a problem with its just hair being everywhere.
No, I've just gotten
You don't
used
have
to
a problem with the tear eventually just getting in your mouth and getting in your things and like getting in your food.
It doesn't get in your mouth and your food as much as you think it would.
It does unintentionally.
Just like anything else would. Like it's no different than my own hair falling in. I'm not carrying my food around at my dog's level. My dogs are small dogs. My cat is a cat.
But it gets in your fingernails. It will get in your things. You pet the things. It'll be on your hands. You'll touch another thing. It'll eventually be. I mean, it's around.
The fur doesn't just stick onto your hand. It's not like you just like put glue on your hand and rub the cat and now there's fur.
But there's going to be that everywhere, and it's going to be. Just look how much it gets on your clothes.
Well, yeah, those are clothes though.
Yeah.
But I don't have a problem with it, I guess. And I see your point in that that is a little different. I think it's a little different.
And I know this is something that people's not going to like. It's a thing that they don't like, and I bring this up, and it's something I get particularly. I don't like talking about it because people get so defensive about it, and they're like, "Not my thing," or I take my dog to the groomer and it's clean and I bathe it or whatever, and it's okay, fine. I'm not attacking you personally. I'm saying in general.
I wash my dog every night, every morning, every evening. And it's a fresh towel, dog shampoo. I don't know why you would hate me. Why do you hate me?
And I am saying I don't know that whenever I see this dog running up to me, and I just don't. Particularly, it's a thing. I don't know why. I grew up somewhat in suburbia, so I know that these people love their animals like it's part of their family. It's weird, and all the dogs I had were outside dogs. They were fine. They had all. We lived on 5 acres. They had places to roam and to live and everything, and I they were happy, and I'm sure your dog's happy too. I'm not saying your dog's not happy. I'm just saying. Stop it with all this stuff. Stop making me have to like these things. It's weird that you like it. There, I'll say it. It's weird that you like it. Okay. It's just as weird that I don't like it. Okay. It's whatever. It's weird, and stop trying to judge that I don't particularly like dogs.
Close up. Leave a comment below on, do you think Cade is justified or do you think it's weird? Are you weird? Is it weird to like animals, or is Cade just an absolute outlier? Leave your comments below. Let us know what you think. I personally think Cade is a little weird, but I think I understand.
I'm saying everyone's weird. That's my perspective. Is that it's whatever. It's not. It's an opinion. Yours is an opinion. I'm not saying you're more wrong than me. I'm saying that we're whatever. Everything.
I'll go on record and say you are more wrong than me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just that type of person. But I think I would love to see, like, if we just brought you in a cat and just said, "Cade, take care of this cat for the next 2 years," would your opinion change over those next 2 years?
So I've had cats, and I've and we've had different, and I've had to take care of other people's cats and stuff, and they're fine. And if I had to rank them, I guess I like cat. I'm more of a cat person than I am a dog person, I guess. Even though I had a dog throughout most of my life, and that was the best animal I ever had. I love the dog. But I think in general, I would say more of a cat person. But from a distance, still.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, I want to see you with an indoor cat. You have to take care of it for like 2 years.
I don't want it all over my stuff, and then just having to constantly clean the hair that's everywhere, and then just having to have a thing that you have to take care of and spend money for. You know how much money I've saved just not having an animal?
Probably a decent amount. Probably a decent amount, actually. It's like not having a child.
Yeah.
You're saving a lot of money. But
exactly.
I wonder if
fiscally responsible.
I wonder if your opinion would change if you had a cat that was getting up, jumping up on this table as we're recording, going and meow, headbutting over your getting into the fridge when you happen to accidentally leave it open and you're like grabbing the eggs to cook something, or bake something, whatever you use it
in the kitchen whenever you're making things.
Well, it's probably not on the cabinet. Most people.
The more you describe it, it's a nightmare. It's a literal nightmare.
But when you go to sleep at night, they're there sleeping with you.
I know, and that would be the biggest thing that'd be off limits. They would not be able to be in my room. That is the biggest thing. I don't want them in the bed with me.
That's immoral. I'll say it now. If you don't let your animal sleep on your bed with you,
oh God,
or on
Alex.
your furniture.
Oh God! I mean, they could be on the couch or whatever. I guess but in the situation that'd be fine. But in the bed with me, whatever dog, cat,
Keeping
bird,
your feet warm.
whatever it is, I wouldn't know. I do not want them in the bed with me.
That's crazy. Maybe don't get an animal.
I don't know. I just can't. And I'm tired of acting like that I'm crazy. I'm tired of containing this part of myself. This is good. It's going to ruin our podcast. It's going to absolutely ruin our podcast. And no one's going to watch after this or subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/Cade Thomas, because they don't want to give money to a person that just doesn't. I can't do that, Alex. And I'm tired of being told that I'm supposed to. I'm tired that every time I get around people, they're like, "Oh, are you a cat or a dog person?" Or, "Oh, what's your animals? Do you have pets?" I get questions about that all the time. And then when I say, "No, I don't have any pets," and I try to say that as calmly as possible, don't have any pets, and they sit there and they're like, "Oh, well, we need to get you a pet because I have a little pet named Chookie-Dookie-Doo, and they're my favorite thing in the world." And it's like, good, fine, be happy, but I don't. No, I'm not. That's good for you. I'm happy for you. I'm not doing it, and stop trying to put me in your cult. I'm not going to be in your cult of these things. Okay, I'm not, and I'm sorry, but just stop. Please stop involving me in it.
For those of you who couldn't see, I have been laughing for the past minute solid. Great. I think that's a new segment called Annoying Cade. Wow.
You gonna get into Proust Party?
For the record, I like animals. At least half this podcast likes animals. I'm sure most of our guests like animals.
Yeah, I mean, you would be the only person that I would probably have this conversation with because whether what guest, I would be outnumbered at that point. I would only have it with you where I'm at 50% of the audience.
What I think needs to happen. I just realized there's something here.
I don't know when that came here because I was also having problems with it. That's just set it over to the side.
There's a thing on our table that don't know where that came from. I think what you need to do is you need to come into this and just like capture that audio recording of your your rant, I guess. Yeah. And just anytime someone mentions it, you just like, hang on, pull it on your phone and you just hit play. You say, this is taken from youtube.com/Cade Thomas, podcast episode number 5, Alex and Cade, and then you just play it for them. So a little plug, and then you play it for them, and then they're like, "Wow!" And then you say,
and then they're like, "We're never talking to you again. Yeah. You have offended me as a person." Because these people like act like that's like the biggest part of their personality is having a thing. And it's like, yeah, and I'm like, I want to be clear here. I hate I hate animal abusers. I don't condone anything like that. Like, it's not like I think that they're bad or whatever and they need to have things happen to them or whatever. I don't. I love them. I love them from a distance. I think that they should exist, and I think that I love that they have homes that love them. I think that they're great that I wouldn't want a world without them. Just like I wouldn't want a world without beluga whales. I'm glad that those things exist too, but I wouldn't want a beluga whale in my house.
You want them to be in a zoo, enclosed, so you can look at them from a distance and say,
well, I don't want a beluga whale enclosed either. So I'm just saying, like, I'm glad that they're there somewhere and they're happy wherever they're at. So if that's in some people's homes and stuff, I'm good. And I'm glad. I'm not trying to say don't be happy. Fine. There's very few things in the world that can make you happy. And if these things make you happy and you're not abusing them or whatever, and it makes you happy, there's no net negative, but just stop trying to make me do it. Okay. Stop trying to make that a thing for other. And I understand there's people and you could talk about it with other people. Just, okay, this is a blanket thing. Don't talk about it with me. I'm glad you're happy and I'm glad that, and stop trying to force me to do it. And that's fine. It's fine. But hopefully there's other people. Please let there be other people that agree with me.
If you agree with me. So here's the thing we can
I've
do.
never heard of another person to agree with me on this. So
If you agree with Cade, leave it in the comments. If you disagree, we'll just assume you disagree. But also, if you maybe want to go into more in depth, maybe you don't want to leave a comment because you're afraid of getting shamed, email us at cadefriends at
gmail.com.
If you want to send hate mail.
I wouldn't advise of that.
Oh,
but
no
sure.
hate mail.
Well, you know what? Fine. If you got a hate mail about this take that I have, send it to cadefriends@gmail.com and we'll read it. We'll read it. Don't make it personal. I don't think I didn't say, hey, Terry, you should hate your animal. I didn't say that, did I?
No,
I didn't.
You just said you don't want to have them, but I'm also reading these emails. So just, note for Cade, and then you can spew the hate. And then for Alex, love you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you for being a champion of animal owners.
It'll be really sad if if all these episodes, everyone has just hated me. And they're like, Cade is why we watch the show, and we hate Alex and we hate his voice. And now this is going to flip the script.
This is the tide change. Yeah. This was the thing of and off button, and maybe they hate watch it from now on.
As long as they're watching, you can also hate watch our Patreon, hate subscribe to our Patreon as well.
Yeah, and here's what I would say. I've had to deal with you guys my entire life. And you guys doing that, I think that it's about time that you respect us a little bit. Us, those the commenters that's also on my side. Though I don't know if you're there, but I'm gonna say you're there, and we're a silent army. Okay, that's been around. That's been waiting for our time.
Wow. All right. Well, I think that was a fruitful.
I was saying, I raise chickens. I like chickens. I like chickens more than dogs and cats. I love them. I guess like people would have them. They had their individual personalities. And I'll tell you, that's the sad thing. People sit there and eat chickens all the time. They had personalities. That chicken sandwich that you ate had a personality.
That's why you're a vegetarian.
That's why I'm a vegetarian. That's why. Yep.
That's why your least favorite meat is chicken.
Yeah. So that's what I'm just saying, to wrap this up in a bow. Some things were said here today.
I haven't seen you like that in a while.
Some things were said here today that that could cancel us on our show. And, I stand by probably like 90% of what was said.
If this needs to become the Alex...
If you do have a problem with one of it, that was the 10% that I don't stand behind.
If you think this should just become the Alex and Friends podcast.
I would like the next episode. We've read the comments.
We've read the comments.
We have now changed the format of Cade and Friends podcast. Cade's no longer on it. I think it'd be, but we had to, the name stays because, that's what we're locked into. But
it's now Alex is the main with Cade as an occasional.
Mm-hmm. I only come on to apologize.
I was wrong.
I was wrong. I have a prepared statement.
Make one of those really bad YouTube apologies.
Yeah. I'm sorry. This,
sorry that you like animals.
Things were said, and I sincerely apologize from the bottom of my heart for
offending
anyone. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, I truthfully am saying, if you love it, continue to love it. There's very few things on planet Earth that that you could find for joy. And so if this brings you joy and it's not hurting anybody or anything, then what are you trying to do? I'm trying to say a sentence here.
I'm waiting for you to wrap it up.
But if find your joy, and if that's it, and you're taking good care of it and everything, then that's great.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, the audience is with me again. Okay, great.
I think that's a great way to end.
We're gonna do a Proust Party.
Let's go to Proust Party. Would you like to do the proper?
Yeah, I didn't use any of my close-ups for that one, and I think that's probably for the good. And now here's our final segment. Proust Party. Great. You got a number. We're going to just go into the rest of the podcast after that. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, yeah, I guess we'll
see. We'll see how well that,
Well, it's not Proust though.
Yeah. It might be pronounced Proust, right?
Hey, Google, what is
The Proust questionnaire.
Thank you.
According to Wikipedia, the Proust questionnaire is a set of questions answered by the French writer Marcel Proust and often used by modern interviewers. Proust answered the questionnaire in a confession album, a form of parlor game popular among Victorians.
So,
Well, that's what this show is named after, Proust. And thank you, Google, for giving us that excellent explanation of the show or the segment. Proust or Proust.
we'll look into it. We said we was going to look into it more and we did not.
But that's in a future episode.
Where we learned that was not possibly the answer. What it was called.
18.
Number 18. Who are your heroes in real life? Not any of that fantasy world that you live in.
I really like Weird Al Yankovic. And I've told you this before many
And I
times.
think you've said that on the podcast before.
Yeah. I really like Weird Al. I think he's a very good, genuine person. I think he's, a great guy. I stand by, he makes these parody songs, but he, typically gets his permission and he's
But you don't know this guy personally.
No, but I have been to one of his concerts and he seems very nice. All the stories I've
Pretty
read,
much knowing personally.
any story I've read about him, I've never read a bad story about him. If you have a bad story about Weird Al Yankovic,
Please email us.
Yeah, please email us or
Cade
comment.
Friends at gmail.com. We might not do that because it might border on slander, but
Well, I don't think there are any. I'm that confident. Like, what's the worst thing he did was maybe forget to say excuse me. No, Weird Al seems like such a nice, great guy.
it's quite possible.
Bob Ross.
Bob Ross.
Nice
Did you
guy.
see that documentary about him that Netflix did?
No.
It's pretty cool. I
Is he, is he a good guy?
it was mostly about how this
Murdered 72 children.
Yeah, it's mostly about that arson. This company essentially owns Bob Ross's name and everything, and they kind of stole it from him, and they still continue to make money off of his name all these years later.
Oh. Wow. I mean the human Bob Ross.
Yeah.
Who do you look up to?
Heroes in real life, I would say our frontline workers.
That's when you do a close up for yourself.
Oh well, I was going out to the audience to applaud me. And yeah. Thank you. Delayed response.
That was on me.
They didn't really. I guess our audience isn't pro frontline workers. Oh, they've turned back around. I've convinced them. Heroes in real life. I don't know. I guess teachers in general.
Oh.
Yeah. They do the thankless jobs. I guess there's bad teachers, but I don't know. I people. I don't know. I always thought people were.
We need a boo on this.
They were needlessly. Whenever I was school, there's people that didn't like teachers, and I thought they were kind of mean to teachers, and I thought
There's no reason to be mean to a teacher.
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess there's probably some. I guess but I personally, I never really saw one that was okay, whatever. They're sometimes maybe rude a bit or whatever, but
I think it's okay to be maybe a little maliciously compliant with them, maybe a little very malicious.
What's that? What's that mean?
Well, if they tell you to do something and then it's so ridiculously stupid, and then you just comply with it maliciously, and you're just like, fine, I will do 17 jumping jacks without stopping, but I'm not capable of doing 17 jumping jacks until stopping because I have a broken leg. But I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to break my leg even more, and then get that teacher fired.
Is that a personal story?
No, but I feel like that's in the realm of malicious compliance. Malicious compliance is the behavior of intentionally inflicting harm by strictly following the orders of a superior while knowing or intending that compliance with the orders will have an unintended or negative result.
Okay.
So doing a jumping jack with a broken foot will.
I don't think I think it's a bad example.
Yeah, it's probably a bad example.
So how would you believe? So a social studies teacher, she's teaching you history. She's like, what would she do to upset you?
I don't know. I'm just using an example.
Well, what would you hate that a teacher does?
Oh, she's like, all right, we're going to reenact World War II, and then you come in as Hitler.
Okay, Alex, you got Hitler. She's handing out the roles. Okay, you guys are this, you guys are that, and everyone else has the, they have good roles. They get to be the United States. They came in and saved everything or whatever the United States.
You get
did.
a role play as Germany,
and then you're like, and Alex, Hitler. Okay, what do you do? What do you do? No, you walked into this situation.
Well, I think to maliciously comply, if you're like, oh, well, you put up the fight, you're like, I don't feel comfortable doing this. I don't think we should be doing this. Like, this is literally Hitler. Like, this isn't okay. Like, this is not okay to be doing Hitler, right? And then they're like, too bad, you have to do it. Then I think you just go full out. You dress up as Hitler.
You come to school as Hitler.
You come to school as Hitler. You dress up as Hitler. You learn a little German. You come in and you say Hitler stuff.
And so you get in trouble.
But you have it on record.
Alex, why did you come to school?
Because Mrs. Social Studies told me I had to be Hitler. And so you just say, and you were uncomfortable with it. So you say, fine, I will be Hitler. And then the teacher's like, you're in trouble. And you go to the principal's office because obviously you're dressed as Hitler. And then you're like, I said I didn't want to be Hitler. I was not comfortable with this. I'm Jewish. It'd be like a Jewish kid doing it. And then they're dressing up as Hitler. And they're like, I'm Jewish. I got Hitler. Like, that's just not okay. So I came as Hitler to show how not okay it is. And then that's when they're like, you're right. You got a point. You're not suspended.
Yeah. You think that they're not going to suspend the kid that's dressed as Hitler?
Well, they shouldn't at that point. Remember, this is a Jewish student.
I don't know, Alex. I would probably choose not to dress up as Hitler.
I don't condone Hitler. Hitler's an awful person.
No, it sounds like in this situation, you really wanted to dress up as Hitler.
No.
But you did. In this situation, dress up as Hitler.
For the malicious compliance, it was an example. It was an example of malicious compliance. You said I had to come up with something.
I don't know, Alex.
You're just trying to get people to forget about your animal
I'm anti-Hitler, I guess. I don't like.
Anti-Hitler.
I don't know.
He's an awful person. I think we should invade Germany again.
For what, Alex?
Hitler.
for Hitler.
Just remind them you guys had Hitler and just kind of be like, no more Hitlers, and just reinvade Germany.
We haven't done Hitler again.
Well, let's just preemptively stop their next Hitler. I do not condone invading Germany. I love the Germans. I love Germany. I don't like sauerkraut, though. I stand by that.
And that has been Proust Party.
Do you like sauerkraut?
And that's been Proust Party. Thank you, Chrim. I don't know if he wants to be thanked after what's been said. So just going to leave it at that.
This has been an animal hater.
I don't think that's a strong accusation you're throwing at me, Hitler.
Anti-Hitler.
You were okay. We're not gonna go into the whole thing.
Comments. Do you hate Hitler too?
Or is this thing gonna be censored by how much our podcast mentioned Hitler?
Oh, I hope not. Mm-hmm. If you also hate Hitler, comment below.
We're gonna take a stance. We are
anti-Hitler.
Anti-Hitler.
We are anti-Nazi.
We're anti-Nazi.
We are anti-fascist.
Yes.
We don't believe in fascism.
But to answer your question, I'm fine with sauerkraut.
I don't like it. I think it's gross.
I think it's gross in a like that's the point, right? That's the point way.
If you like sauerkraut unironically, you like the taste of it.
No, I would just say I unironically like it as well. But I mean,
you think it tastes bad?
I think that's the point. Like Sour Patch Kids taste bad, but it's like
no, they taste good. They're fruity.
They're sour, right?
Yeah.
So like that's just the same thing. Like it's like that's the point of it. Like pickles are kind of bitter and all that. Like that's the point of them. Like the sauerkraut's the same way. Like yeah, it's like they don't taste good because they're not supposed to taste good. They're supposed to taste good. They're bad, but they're good. That's the point of them.
If you think sauerkraut just tastes good,
Well, like you do, but like sour, you're not supposed to really like sour. So it's a natural body response to not like sour, right? Like that's why we have it for sour milk to know if something's bad.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm following you.
And so there's things that are added that have sour, vinegar, different things that are kind of have a bitter taste to them, or whatever that dusting that they put on sour things. Sour Patch Kids, the worms, and stuff.
Sour dusting.
Sour dusting. Sour dusting, if you will. And the point is like you kind of like it, but it's kind of
All right, I see. I accept.
yeah. And so that's what sauerkraut is. It's like yeah, it you like the badness, I guess, or that not and badness is probably whatever but it's you like the offness of it, I guess.
I don't. So.
You don't. But if you look at it that way, if you look at it like a Sour Patch Kids situation where it's like it's owning up to its badness, like it's owning up to its sourness.
I have to respect it then.
Yeah.
But, I won't like it. I'm not about to eat a bag of sauerkraut.
A bag of sauerkraut.
But, I mean, before I visited you, I got a bag of Sour Patch watermelon.
Oh, our lights died. We drained the battery of our lights. I think that about covers it.
All right.
Oh, what are you doing? We already did Proust Party outro. Our lights died. I think they put on us. I guess in summation, this
time
could
to wrap up.
this could ruin us all, Alex. Do we put this episode out? That's the question.
Yes. We embrace it. We show change, controversy. Only, if the amount of controversial figures out there can do controversial things and still be okay, I think we'll weather this.
Yes. Do you think that Procter & Gamble's going to have a problem with us putting their brand in this episode?
No, I think they're going to. Hopefully they stop listening after the Mr. Clean section and they contact us next episode.
Yeah, and then someone's like, they contacted, they were watching it live, and they immediately like, we got to get them on the phone. And then someone continues watching on as they're calling. They're like, they call to us and they're like, oh, hey, Alex and Cade. You be Alex and Cade in this, okay?
Hello.
Like, hey, I've just finished watching this podcast. It's currently playing. My secretary is watching it on right now, but I just stopped listening, and I'm like, I need to call you right away because I want you to do these ads for Mr. Clean. Would you guys accept doing more ads?
Yeah, and you know what I would do? I would say, yes, I'm going to record myself accepting this.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Yes, definitely.
This is a contractual yes.
Okay, I'm all for it because I'm Mr. Procter and Gamble. It's a hyphenated thing. I'm the children of both Procter and Gamble. My mother was a Gamble, my father was a Procter, and I'm their child.
Yes,
hyphenated Procter Gamble.
we will do the commercials for you. Yes,
Wait, hold up.
yes.
Wait, hold up. Sorry.
Too late, sir.
Secretary is saying something. Did Cade say he hates animals or something?
No, that's out of context.
Wait, hold up. I'm
he
getting another
explains
thing.
it more.
Did you say that you would dress up as Hitler?
Also out of context.
I don't know if, as me, Mr. Procter Gamble, would want that as part of our thing.
Well, contractually, I've already said yes.
Wait, hold up. Did your lights go out and you continued to do a bit in the darkness?
Yes.
That offends me more. That should be the probably the thing most people take offense. Yeah.
All right. Well,
it was all a dream. It's all a dream. Great.
it didn't turn on. Thank you for watching, all of you.
Thanks. Yes. If you want more of this, subscribe to us on Patreon.
Email us if you'd like. Comment below. Tell us what you think. Give us your opinions on everything. Is Cade wrong? Am I wrong?
Any comments, questions, or deep concerns about us? I think this is the episode where we might get some concerns sent to us.
We are pro-animal and anti-Hitler.
Yeah, we'll be clear. I think you made a good point to Procter and Gamble that those were taken out of context, and you could take those severely out of context. And
please, no one take the clip of me going, I would dress up as Hitler. That could be really bad.
That could be really bad. I think we both stepped in it today.
I was riding high.
We'll have more friends in here to keep us in check, I think.
I think that's what we need more of.
I think they'll rein us in a little bit, and we don't go out there as much. So we'll see. Okay.
Thank you all. Have
thank
a
you.
great great night, great morning, whenever you're watching this.
Yes. Oh, well, we need to get you a pet, man, because I have a little pet named Chookie-Dookie-Doo.